So I think we can start. So the first is Yerkegul. She will talk about the medical science major. Yerkegul, could you please share your screen presentation?
I'm sorry, I could not.
Oh, okay. Can you do it now? Sorry.
Yes, thank you. So, hello everyone. My name is Abdulbayeva Yerkegul, and I'm a second-year medical science student at NUSOM. And in today's presentation, I'm going to discuss the curriculum of medical science and why I chose this major, about some insights, the difference between nursing and medical science, and so on. So stay tuned. Let's start with the courses I took. In my first year in Bachelor of Medical Science, I've taken these core courses, and as you can see, there is only one course related to medicine, and it is Introduction to Medicine, NUSOM 101, and it weighs 4 credits. So it's, yeah, as the name says, it's just an introduction. So in your first year, you just study biology and chemistry, some Kazakh language, math, and so on. Then at your second year, you're gonna keep studying core courses, and there's no courses related to medicine as well, because our first 2 years are dedicated to core curriculum, and only at your third year the magic happens. So you're gonna take introduction to immunology, anatomy, histology, statistics for evidence-based practice, and also ethics course. But I heard that ethics is not that the ethics that everyone in SSH take. I think it's going to be medicine ethics or something. And in spring, so year 3, you're gonna take capstone project. It's the research project that you're gonna write on your own, and it weighs like 30 credits. That's huge. And in your fourth year, actually the fourth year of your bachelor studies is the first year of master's degree, MD. So you may know that you apply to MD, master's degree, after your third year. So you're going to prepare all your documents, recommendation letters, and essays, motivational letters when you are a third year student. So that you can continue with the first year of MD in your fourth year of bachelor degree. Yes, that's a little bit complicated. But there is a trick in our course. For example, you cannot take every course that you like. There is a very strict curriculum. For example, you cannot take Kazakh language, for example, in your second year or third year. You can only take it in fall and spring of your first year. And in your second year, there are a lot of electives, as you see, physics course, any SSH course, or any biology course. But actually, it's not any biology course. We, the second year medical science student, faced a problem. For example, in elective, but any biology course, we wanted to take biology. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, there is an issue. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, keep going. We wanted to take human anatomy and physiology. Well, you know, it's anatomy, medicine, somewhat medicine related, but we were not allowed to take it. we were just allowed to take some biology courses. There were only few options, and the reason is that in your third year you will gonna take Introduction to Anatomy and Histology by NUSOM. So yes, and also you cannot take, for example, rhetoric and composition in spring, in year 2 spring, because there will be a glitch in the registrar system because of 200 level writing and communication course. So you cannot swap history of Kazakhstan and rhetoric of composition between year 1 and year 2. So let's keep going. I'm going to talk about my extracurricular activities. So currently I'm a board member of Pre-Med Club. Actually, the Pre-Med Club was relaunched in spring 2021. Yes, we renewed it. It was inactive for about like plenty of years. And I've been a co-leader of media and publication department for 2 consecutive semesters. So now I'm just a board member. And we conducted several events, for example, with MD students and NUSOM residents. The event was named Clinical Cases Scenario, where we studied students should study diagnosis, symptoms of patients, and so on. Also, we conducted some info sessions for high schoolers, and yes, that was very intense and interesting time. Also, I was an ex-member of student government for a really short period of time, and I was an ex-member of psychology club in my first year. Actually, I think extracurricular activities doesn't matter that much. So you're gonna wonder why medical science? Well, actually, the first question should be, why Nazarbayev University? Well, everything is simple because everything is taught in English here. And also the infrastructure. Did you see the campus and the dormitory is just so fancy and luxury? And also there are international teachers and professors, and modern program. So this is a US-based curriculum. So in the first 2 years, you're gonna take core courses to broaden your knowledge. And also this is prestigious university. Like I've dreamed to apply here, and yes. Also, there is a no MCAT in BMS. What is MCAT? MCAT is medical college application test. Medical science students do not need to take this exam to pass to master's degree at Nazarbayev University. Why? Because as I said earlier, our 4th year of bachelor degree is the 1st year of master's degree. So there is no exam like MCAT. We just need to pass our documents, motivation letters, and recommendation letters, and so on. Just like simple application package. And what is the difference between nursing and medical science majors? Well, I'm going to talk about the information that I received from my friends in nursing. Well, as I said earlier, in medical science there is no MCAT. Yeah, that's a huge relief actually. And our first 2 years of studies are dedicated to core courses. Well, actually, it might be sad because there is no medicine. Yes. You are not going to take anatomy. You're not going to go in morgue, yes, as other students in other universities. And also there is less practice. Yeah, we don't go to hospitals to practice, and also there is very strict curriculum. And as I said, you cannot take just any courses you want as other SSH students like WLC or Econ. And also our program is more oriented to progression to MD. While nursing, they start to practice during the 2nd year of studies, yeah, as I know. and there are less core courses. So they just take core courses in their first year, if I'm not mistaken. And but they need to take an MCAT exam to progress to other medicine-related graduate programs. For example, if a nursing student want to go to MD in Nazarbayev University, they have to take MCAT test. But there are a lot of career opportunities right after their completion of undergraduate program. If I'm not mistaken, they can go to hospital and work there as a nurse. Well, yes, if I'm not mistaken. So basically, what is MCAT? MCAT is very hard, difficult test. And this test is very expensive, like $300 or something. And there is no place in Kazakhstan that prepares you to MCAT, and you and other residency and MD students. They tell me that they passed this exam abroad, so they had to spend a lot of money just to apply for MD. Yes. And let's talk about the career paths medical science majors can pursue and research opportunities. So this is an excerpt from the official website of NUSOM. Let me read this. Bachelor of Medical Science (BMS) program is specifically designed for those students who are interested in entering our MD program to become a highly qualified physician. Well, yes, this is the main goal of our course. But if you somewhat fail to enter MD, you can apply to other graduate programs at NO, for example, molecular medicine or master in public health. And there are also masters in pharmacology and sports. Yes. Also, it might be confusing. This is an excerpt. You enter a professional career. So, well, basically, I don't know what professional career we can enter after our bachelor degree. Or maybe teacher of biology. Yes. And also, what research opportunities do they have? Well, actually, we need to write our capstone project in the second half of the third year. Well, in this excerpt, there is saying, this will help students develop their research skills by designing a research study in the area of biomedical sciences, conducting experiments, and collecting, interpreting, statistically analyzing, and presenting the obtained data. So actually, the capstone project will help you to broaden your knowledge about research. But you can also obtain your research opportunities when you are second year or first year, but nobody's going to offer you a research opportunity. You have to search it for yourself. For example, you can join iGEM club just to gain experience before your third year capstone project. And I heard that a lot of professors need arrays for their labs. So you can apply to if you are eligible. And what to consider while making a choice of major? Well, the first thing is exam, MCAT. If you don't want to pass MCAT, you can apply to medical science. But if you want, well, that's your choice. And also practice. In medical science, there is less practice than in nursing, for example. So you should consider this too. And years of study. And well, I think you have to be prepared if you want to enter medicine medical career, because there are a lot of studying. So you have to 7-8 years in medical science, for example. But in nursing, there are only 4 years. And also availability of courses. As I said, in medical science, we have very strict curriculum. And you should consider that in your first 2 years, you are just studying core curriculum like programming, some languages like Chinese, Korean, just general biology, chemistry, and so on. There's no anatomy or something, no immunology or something. You should consider this also. So last slide, my recommendations and advice for future NUSOM students. Well, actually, I want to say that you enjoy your student life. There is no need to rush. Go with your own pace and be active. Join student clubs. Be an active member of student government. You can make friends there. Just spend your student life wisely. And also, an important point is do sports because, for example, if you want to be a physician or surgeon, you have to increase your stamina because they just work nonstop for hours. So if you don't want to faint at work, do sports. And it's a bit sad, but it is easy to forget where you're going during the first 2 years of your bachelor studies because there's only core curriculum and you can't choose any other courses, and you might easily forget about your dream to become a doctor. So always keep in mind that. And last but not least, maintain your GPA at 3.0 and above because what? Grades matter. Yes, our head, BMS head, Dr. Arman Safarov always tell students that grades matter. You should concentrate, focus on your studies. Just don't go partying all night. Study some hours. Yes, and yes, that's all. Thank you for your attention. If you have questions, you can ask.
If you have any questions, please raise them in the chat or raise a hand. So thank you, Erkigul, for your presentation. So we have a question: what kind of masters provide career opportunities of surgeons?
Well, where is it? So actually, when you enter master degree, it's 3 years if you are a medical science student. When you finish your master degree, you should, if you want to be a surgeon, you should go to residency program. There are, I think, 5 or 6 residency programs at Nazarbayev University, and there is one general surgery. So if you want to be a surgeon, any kind of surgeon, you should apply to residency program. And after that, yeah, you can be a surgeon.
Thank you. We also have another question about the tips for the interview. So as we have primarily NUFIB students who will progress to NUSOM schools who are planning to progress. So could you please share your tips on how to pass the interview?
Well, when I applied to NUSOM, it was 2020, the period of pandemic, and my interview was online in Zoom. So it was my first time interviewing online, and of course, and I was very nervous. And also the invitation for interview came the night before the interview. So I had only plenty or like several hours to prepare. And what I did is I watched YouTube. There are plenty of videos in YouTube how to pass your interview successfully. And they are very useful. Well, actually, yeah, they will ask you some general question like tell about yourself. You have to plan your interview to this general question and these questions you can find in internet, but also we are entering into medical science, so there will be medical related questions and some tricky questions like and they will going to talk about ethics, morality, or about robots, for example, what if in surgery, robots will replace a surgeon? So how can you answer this question? Yeah, you should be prepared for that. And actually, I don't know what kind or what exactly questions will you received in your interview. So I just advise you to search in internet what kind of questions other medical students get in other universities. In US, for example, they can be very helpful. Yes.
Any other questions? So as we see, the medical sciences program is designed specifically for those students who are interested in progressing to the MD program. So if you have a choice between biology, nursing, or medical sciences program, please consider medical sciences that direct way for them. MD program. So as Erkigul said, you do not need to pass the MCAT exam, which is really challenging for many. And also you see that the program curriculum is designed so that you learn more about the MD program in your bachelor studies. Yeah, and I really like your slide about the advice. So yeah, keep the work-life balance. I think it's applicable to all, whether you are, whatever major you are getting. So yeah, thank you, Erkigul. If you have any other questions about the medical sciences, you may raise them in the chat and Erkigul will answer them later, or you can contact also Erkigul directly via email. So she will kindly respond to all of your questions and emails and inquiries. Thank you. And now we'll proceed to nursing major. We have a presentation by Tokjan. So now we'll have a chance to compare the program by medical sciences and also nursing majors. Hi, Tokjan.
Hello, let me share my presentation with you. Wait. Can you see it?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. So, hello, everybody. Thank you for inviting me. I'm really excited to share with you some information about the program that I study in. My name is Tokjan. I'm a third-year student of Bachelor of Science in Nursing program. So I was the, So let me tell you a little bit about myself, my academic background to be exact. I graduated from NIS Taras school, and in 2019, I finished foundation year program. It was an unconditional progression. So that was the year when we were offered this new program, BSN. And I decided my goal was to become a medical worker, so I wanted to become a doctor. That is why I applied to two programs. It was biological sciences and the new BSN program. At the time, I didn't know anything about it. I just knew that it was related to somehow to medicine and it will get me to NUSOM. So later on, I found out that it gives you an opportunity to have clinical practice very early on. And the curriculum included more medical courses, and that was the only bachelor program to later apply to MD program at the time when I was applying. So I was admitted to BSM program, and we were 13 students. In the first year we were 13 students, even though there were 55, I guess, places that were available. So a little bit about the BSM program. As you know, it's a 4-year Bachelor of Science program. It's at the time it was a new program. Still, there is no program as this one because it gives an opportunity to have a bachelor's degree in nursing. So normally in Kazakhstan, I guess nurses go to college. It's like a 3-year education after which you can work. But this one is a 4-year Bachelor of Science program. And every time I mention that I study there, everybody's just shocked and they don't know what's going on, because nurses normally do not have a bachelor's degree here. It's a very unique opportunity to have clinical experience on year 2. So our plan actually was to have that clinical experience on our year 2, but because of COVID and the pandemic, we couldn't, because we had online education, and our actual clinical experience started on year 3 last semester. And most importantly, it changes your perception of nurses' roles in healthcare, because in Kazakhstan, there is a huge stigma about who nurses are. And I guess most people do not understand their role in healthcare. They perceive nurses as someone who works below doctors. And what I thought that I had the same idea in my head, but this program changed my mind completely, my perception completely. And I understood that nurses do not work below doctors, they work alongside doctors, and they have a lot of responsibilities, most importantly, taking care of the patients directly. So nurses are the people who will be in contact with patients constantly. And you can have research opportunities throughout the program. So, and on year 4, we have to do senior capstone research. When I was applying to the program, we didn't have this, but recently you will have to do an interview. Do not be worried of this interview. You will not be asked any robot questions, I guess. As far as I know, we have very sweet staff. They will, they're very kind, and most of the questions are related about your motivation, why you chose this program, if you had any experience in the past, for example, taking care of sick family members maybe, or going to the hospital, and any of these experiences. So it shouldn't be too bad. Don't worry about it. That's a fun picture. We have our yearly tradition. We celebrate World Health Months during February, I guess, on February. And we make these little heart shapes on the pictures, everybody has to wear red. And you can see our director of the program, Nancy Stitt, here. Very sweet person. A little bit about our curriculum. So in the first year, we have to have like the core courses, for example, chemistry, Kazakh language, rhetoric, and so on. And on the first year, the first semester, first medical course you're going to have is Introduction to Professional Nursing, pretty easy course, and microbiology for nursing, a little bit more sciencey. And then you'll proceed to having those core courses alongside with your main courses. And then on year 2, you can see there are there is a clinical practice. Yeah, and by year 2, we should be done with the core courses. And every semester, we just have our main courses related to nursing and medicine and patient care and so on. As the previous speaker mentioned, our program doesn't also allow us to take any courses that you want, because we already have our curriculum, and you will have to take those courses as it is presented in this curriculum, and you will not. It's unlikely that you will have an opportunity to take these courses further on. So it's better to do study those courses when as it's shown here. For example, last semester we were supposed to have WCS 200 level course. We were supposed to register that, but there were some problems with registrar, and by the time it was fixed, there were no places. So right now I have to have like a course override. It means that I take extra courses, which makes my total semester ECTS credits not 36. 36 is the maximum, but 40, for example. So there were some minor inconveniences that is in that. So I advise you to register your courses as it is shown in the curriculum. It's better to stick to that. So what can you do next after graduating? You can start off with your career. So nurses are in high demand, not only locally, but globally. So you can start working and begin your career. And everybody who finds out that you study at NUSOM is pretty excited because we're like other world to them. So next, your alternative path is to apply to master's program. So you don't, after you graduate from BSM program, you can be a nurse or you can be a doctor. It's your choice. So you can apply to some master program that NUSOM offers you, like public health, molecular medicine. You can be an MD because the program provides a valuable foundation for graduate education in nursing and other health related fields. So it could be any health related fields. You can become like become a researcher in the nursing field. So there are many options. And of course, yeah, as I said, you can continue professional development and conduct some research. What to consider when choosing this program? As for me, this is my personal opinion, the workload is moderate. If you have good time management skills, you will handle it, it's fine. There is a lot of information because this is medicine. Be prepared to that. There are some courses that are like specifically designed for our program. For example, if other schools have to take computer science, we take basic statistics, we take nursing informatics. Instead of math, we have basic statistics. Instead of ethics, we have nursing ethics. And so some of these core courses are switched up to our own courses designed for our own program. And the major advantage is the stress-free course registration. So whenever you're registering, you can hear all the people stressing out because you can like, the places can be full and some courses you cannot take because it's too late, for example, the class is full. However, as I said, you will not have an opportunity to take the courses again, and you don't have an opportunity to take the courses that are not included in the curriculum. So you just have to strictly stick to this curriculum. And firstly, before applying to any medical program, ask yourself if a career in medicine is for you, because it's a pretty stressful, especially clinical experience. It is fun, but it's going to be stressful because of all the things that you see there, the sick people and like complicated cases. For example, I have now pediatric oncology, and it's pretty hard to handle. So that is all for my presentation. If you have any questions, you can ask me now.
Thank you, Tokjan. Maybe some of you have questions. Write them in the chat. Tokjan, could you please also share your plans for the future, your career plans? So maybe, do you want to progress to graduate programs, or do you want to start working after you complete the bachelor program?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick to my, I guess I'm gonna stick to my initial plan before I was applying to this program. So my dream was to become a doctor. I don't know yet what field I'm going to choose, but I don't think the job of nurses is for me, because it's pretty hard. I don't, yeah, I see some insights, and it's a very hard job, but nurses, it's a hard job, I guess. So I'm gonna stick to my initial plan and pursue my dream of becoming a doctor, and probably apply to a graduate program in the future. Yeah, so most of our students who apply to this program, I'm going to be honest, did have the same plan as I nurses in the future, and some of them are going to progress to the.
We have a question. Is it possible to switch majors, transfer between medical sciences and nursing? So I think this is subject to individual decision, so that the school will decide on the cases if they allow to progress, if they allow the progression or not. So you will need to apply on an individual basis to the school. We didn't have any cases such before, so so you may apply, but this would be considered on an individual basis.
Yeah, and as I said in the beginning, this is a little bit off topic, but you can switch from our program to other schools. So it's okay, because we had one student who applied to BSN and then he changed his mind, and on the first year he went to the SSH at the time. Yeah, now it's SSH.
So yeah, as you make a choice about the progression to the schools, please make it carefully so that you understand the paths you take, because you see that the nursing program curriculum is very strict, so that you need to follow these courses only. So for example, the ethics course is designed particularly for nursing majors, and other majors cannot take this course. So think about this. The NUSOM has separate dormitory for students.
No, you will be in the same on the main you'll be living on the main campus. There are some shuttle buses that will take you from the main campus to the NUSOM building.
If you have any other questions, you can also direct them to Dokjan by email. So thank you, Dokjan.
Yes. Thank you very much for inviting.
Thank you. And now we'll proceed to the Pre-Med Club. We have Arujan. She's representative of the Pre-Med Club.
Yes, okay. Hello, everyone. I will share my screen. So do you see?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I will present it. 1 second. So hello, everyone. My name is Arujan Burankulova. I'm the first year undergraduate medical science major student, and also I'm the member of executive committee of the Pre-Medicine Club. So today I'm here to present some information about our club, introduce it to you, and also explain how the membership in our club would help you with your future profession. So first of all, who are we? We are the Pre-Medicine Club, and we are the one and only club related to the medicine in our university. So what's our mission? Our mission is to form a student-run community of individuals interested in medicine, which will impact their medical paths, the new ecosystem, spread awareness on health, and grow interested in youngsters by organizing and encouraging Pre-Med Club members to partake in various progressing events and opportunities related to medicine. So you see the last sentence. It says to partake in various progressing events and opportunities. So what does it mean? Our club is very interested in participating in different events or organize these events for ourselves. For example, last semester, our medical and clinical practice department organized presentations in different topics, for example, nutrition, alcohol and smoking, mental health and vaccinations for high school students. And also we're planning to collaborate with medical centers, laboratories or hospitals, for example, National Biotechnology Center, so that we could send our students to get some knowledge or practice or experience. And also one of our biggest plans is to collaborate with the hospitals so that we could maybe create meetings with the professionals, for example, one day with the anesthesiologist or one day with the radiologist. So maybe students can be spectators of this process, or maybe we can even make students spectate the surgery if it's possible. So the next one is our objectives, the aims of our club. So first one is to provide Nazarbayev University students with outlet to explore future schooling and career opportunities within the healthcare industry, medical school, optometry, physical therapy, nursing, and etc. So for example, if you don't know which medical field you want to choose, we can help it with you. We can help it to you. For example, we will encourage you to participate in different events, or for example, you would get some understanding about different medical fields, so you can decide. So the next one is to provide a resource to students looking for a chance to intern, job shadow, and learn from current professionals in different medical fields, organize meetings and mediate between the Nazarbayev University community and the healthcare industry. So yes, we will help you to find some internships. And also, as I said before, organize meetings with the professionals, for example, one day as anesthesiologists and etc. So the next one is to assist students in the process of applying for admission to further institutions. So as it was said before, you can either progress to the MD program at our university, or you can apply abroad. So we have a peer advising and mentoring department that will help you with it. And also this department, it helps you with the participation for the MCAT exam. And also the next one is to maintain interest in interdisciplinary medical research among the Nazarbayev University students and encourage participation. Yes, we will help with the medical research. For example, we have a medical research committee in our club. Next one is to raise health awareness among the people of Kazakhstan from a demographically diverse background by implementing volunteering programs and conducting events at various educational and healthcare organizations. So before we had a volunteering department, but we decided to remove it. However, we still encourage students to participate in different volunteering programs. So division of our club. Currently, our club consists of 4 departments: head department, medical and clinical practice department, peer advising and mentoring department, and media and publication department. I will show you our handbook. Do you see it?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so we haven't published it yet. However, I can show it to you. So you see there are 4 different departments and committees. So head department propose and function, for example, its function is to manage department activities. So, but the most interesting are about peer advising, mentoring department. So its purpose to help students prepare for the MCAT exam, to apply to the Doctor of Medicine program, improve academic literacy in the medical field, carrying out scientific work together with NUSOM, release a collection of questions on the MCAT. So, for example, the projects are MCAT team, research team, medical notes, journal team, genetic study team. So, for example, we are planning to, peer advising mentoring department are planning to publish a textbook with some information, some like cheat sheet, or that will help you with to learning something new about medicine. And next one is the medical and clinical practice department, which is the most interesting department in our club. So, for example, the medical practice committee, they are planning to provide each member of the club with a medical practice, provide the club with a high quality medical base, involve students in medical theory and practice, and the clinical practice are planning to provide members with the opportunity to get clinical practice, build a bridge between students and medical institutions. And also have a genetical analysis committee. next one is the Media and Publications Department. They post and make some videos about the medical club, or for example, publish some information. Okay, next. So most of the members of our club are the medical science students, but we also have some members from the Graduate School of Medicine, from the nursing, and also some members from biological science major. So how the membership in our club could help you with your future profession. So as you know, when you are progressing for the MD from medical science, you have to have some extracurricular activities. So we will encourage students to participate in them, to organize them, and also you will have some practice. For example, in the medical science program, you will not have any practice on the bachelor degree. So many students want to have some practice, and we're planning to provide it. And also, if you're planning to apply to abroad, for example, we will help with the MCAT exam. For example, as I said before, paid advice in the mentoring department have a MCAT participation group, MCAT. Yes. Okay, so I wanted to show you some photos from our team building. For example, there are some cupcakes with the group logos. This is the president of our club, Abu Ali Kuspanov. So that's it. So thank you for your attention. This is my email, and if you have any questions, you can ask.
Any questions, raise them in the chat. Really like your advising and mentorship service available at the club, so that you, even if you are not a member of this club, you can also request for this service and ask for help for MCAT, right?
Yes, of course. You don't have to be a member of the club to participate in these classes.
Could you please also share the contacts for the club contacts, for example, the email, Instagram account, or anything, so that other students can also join?
Yes, of course. So
Maybe put them in the chat.
Yes, okay. I will send to the chat the Instagram of the Pre-Med Club, and also Telegram for the MCAT preparation.
So yes, we see that medical sciences major do not need to pass MCAT test. Other majors still need to, and you may enjoy the advice and mentorship service available at the Pre-Med Club to help you with the MCAT test preparation.
Yes.
Any questions? So I want to ask if grades are important for founders when applying to someone just need to cross the threshold. Just a minute. So I just checked it with my colleagues. So you have some progression criteria. You need to follow that, and also you need to have their interview. So you have this criteria distributed to you by the administration. I think that you will need to follow that, and also interview matters.
So Zarina, I just wanted to hop in as well, because I wanted to make sure I understood Adima's question. As far as NUFIP is concerned, the grades that you earn there, you will need those in order to progress. I don't know if you're talking about getting into NUSOM, or if you're talking about progressing from like one of the bachelor's programs to the MD program. But both of those will require grades that you need to do well enough to be able to even be considered. Sorry, maybe you can tell me more, Adima, so that I can understand.
So I think the question was just about the progression from NUFIB to medical science or nursing major. So,
Okay.
and so the progression requirements. So the students
Mhm.
have the progression requirements and they need to follow that. And as the places will be distributed on a competitive basis, well, then they need the high grades and also
Yeah,
to pass the interview.
indeed.
So,
Oh,
excuse
sorry,
me, I meant like that high grades affect the decision.
Oh, so I was in the presentation on Wednesday where Dr. Saparov was talking about progression, and he said that they had about 200 applicants last year for the School of Medicine, and they had about 50 spots, and so it's very competitive as far as trying to get in. He said they didn't interview any what we called conditional students last year, which means that students who weren't above the progression criteria. So for this year, that would be people in admission review. He said they didn't review any of those candidates or accept any of those candidates last year. They did interview them, but they didn't accept any of them. And so you want to make sure that your grades are above 70 in all subjects. And I would assume the higher the better, because they're looking for people who are, you know, academically qualified. But the other component of the interview is really what you intend to do if you're committed to becoming a nurse or a doctor, and if you're planning to stay in Kazakhstan versus transfer to another country or try and leave, because they're really interested in training people who want to either become nurses or doctors to work here in Kazakhstan and improve the system that's already in place. And so that's their goal, that's their ambition in the program. And they want to make sure that becoming a nurse or a doctor is really your idea, not somebody else's idea, right? If you have a parent who's very ambitious on your behalf, they might be trying to weed that sort of thing out, but they really want to hear what it is that makes you interested and passionate about entering the medical field.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Zarina, I think you're muted right now. Sorry.
I'm sorry. So I think this is all for today. Really thank you all for participation, for devoting your time to this info session. You'll find the video recording of the session on our YouTube channel, Academic Advisor Office. So if you want to go through the presentation again, you can also contact the speakers for more detailed information. So they share their contacts in the chat. Also follow the Pre-Med Club to know more about their club activity and get their mentorship or advising services at the club. So thank you all. Have a good day.
Yes, thank you, everybody. I appreciate you coming and I appreciate your questions.
Goodbye.